Welcome back. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa will open tomorrow, Sunday the 8th of October, the second session of the 6th legislative term of the Shura and Representatives Councils. The occasion represents one of the pillars of the democratic march of the Kingdom of Bahrain in comment to the constitutional principles and symbolises one of the oldest practices that accompanying the start of each legislative session since the beginning of the Comprehensive Development March, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Following His Majesty's gracious inspiration of the second session of the 6th legislative term, both the Shura and Representative Councils convene a procedural session, commencing with the reading of the Royal Decree No. 44 of 2023, regarding the invitation of the Shura Council and the Council of Representatives to convene the legislative session. The executive and legislative authorities have demonstrated a remarkable level of cooperation in numerous important national endeavours, reinstating their commitment to pursuing the goals of Bahrain's comprehensive development march.
The executive and legislative authorities in Bahrain are known for their strong cooperation and integration, which form the foundation for implementing the directives and aspirations of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, as well as his visionary ideas encompassing advanced legislation and modern national laws that support the government's strategic programs, which aim to further develop Bahrain and reinforce its institutions and legal framework, as emphasized by the National Action Charter and His Majesty's reform project. The legislative and executive authorities share responsibilities and pursue ambitious programs to uplift and develop the nation. And with the dedicated attention of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, as well as his active involvement in direct supervision, the kingdom has achieved remarkable successes in various developmental domains. And as the new legislative session approaches, both the executive and legislative authorities eagerly anticipate the deliberation and enactment of various projects and laws. Their goal is to foster mutual understanding and lay the groundwork for achieving the aspirations of the nation and its citizens.
The Shura Council will convene its first procedural session for the second session of the 6th legislative term tomorrow. This comes after the gracious opening of the ceremony by His Majesty the King and the delivery of the royal speech on this occasion. The inaugural procedural session of the Council will be chaired by the Shura Council Chairman, Ali bin Saleh Al Saleh. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, inaugurated the 4th edition of Bahrain Comic Con, organised by Dalal Company at the Bahrain International Circuit with the support of Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, and in the presence of the children of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa and the children of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa. On this occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalid affirmed that Bahrain Comic Con, in its 4th edition, is regarded as one of the most important events at a local level, as it attracts international stars and influential personalities, which has given it great momentum year after year. His Highness praised the status the exhibition has reached in contributing to enhancing exhibition tourism in the kingdom and providing a new destination that attracts young people, especially in light of the success it achieved in previous editions, when it attracted thousands of visitors from all ages due to the diversity of its activities, wishing those in charge of the exhibition good luck and success. This year, the exhibition will attract a distinguished list of American Hollywood movie stars, Netflix series celebrities, and the most prominent voice actors of international video game studies.
Very excited to be here in Bahrain. I met the brothers who run the show. I met them last year in Dubai, and we got along really well, and they asked if I'd be interested in coming out to Bahrain, which of course I'm so happy to be here. I love the people so far, and the country's beautiful. The food is amazing, so really happy to be here and participate, and I look forward to coming back again one of these days.
Oh yeah, well, I've been loving Bahrain's Comic-Con of 2023. We've eaten a lot of food. I could talk about the food for a solid hour, but I won't, because I did eat it for an hour and a half. But I love all the games. All right, I'm gonna have to be competing with some people on Overwatch, because that's kind of what I do. I'm pretty awesome at it, and I want to do that. And now I've gotten to talk with so many people that I don't think I would ever get to meet. So I'm really grateful that I was brought out of here and meet so many awesome folk.
I am very excited to be here. I've never been to Bahrain, so I've had a great time so far. They've taken such good care of us as guests. I love that there is a gaming community here. They love to play Valorant and Overwatch, so I've met a lot of people that play both games, and they're big fans of Sombra and Reyes, so I feel very welcomed here. And I'm learning little words like shukran.
So representing Speedy Comics, we are part of the PopCon event, which we had the first time ever in Expo Dubai, where we brought a big Comic-Con event with famous celebrities and all. And we met the wonderful people that are throwing the event here in Bahrain. We met Khalid al-Bukhari, Salman Bukhari, the other two brothers as well. And they have invited me to come and participate in this event in Bahrain, which took me by surprise because it is way better than I've expected. The way it has been organized, might I say, even rivals us better than what we have done. We have a bigger one, this one's more organized. We hope we can learn a lesson out of this one as well. I'm very impressed with Bahrain, better than expectations. I'm over here authenticating my certificates over there for proof that the celebrities are the actual celebrities that are signing in the t-shirts, Funko Pops and whatnot, and putting the seal and the stamp of authenticity in the collaboration of Speedy Comics and the Bahrain Comic-Con.
We are Hasubi. We are a Bahraini establishment that aims to deliver a message, especially here in Comic-Con. The message is to teach youth people to build their own PCs and to start assembling it by themselves instead of buying a ready PC. The target of this is to encourage them to start learning themselves and to start putting things together that in the future it will help them maybe be able to fix their own PCs if they have any issues, and also encourage them to learn and to take risks.
I've been doing custom collectible for a few years right now, and I had the opportunity to be in Comic-Con on 2022, and this year I have been called as well. They asked me to come and participate for Comic-Con 2023. And I would like to thank everybody, the Dalla team, which made this possible, the Comic-Con team, and it was a great opportunity to be here.
The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, a Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received Executive Vice President and Head of Basketball Operations of the National Basketball Association, the NBA, Joe DeMars. His Highness Sheikh Khalid welcomed DeMars to the Kingdom of Bahrain, praising the great efforts made by the American National Basketball Association in the growth and prosperity of the game, making the United States a major centre for exporting the most prominent basketball stars and players in the world. His Highness also discussed with Mr DeMars ways to enhance joint bilateral cooperation with the aim of improving Bahraini basketball and benefiting from American expertise at the technical and administrative levels. For his part, Mr DeMars welcomed the cooperation with the Kingdom of Bahrain and the provision of American expertise to basketball, noting the popularity and high status of the game, and expressed his appreciation for the generous hospitality and warm reception he received. Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Al Noaimi, affirmed that cinema sector is one of the most promising sectors of the executive opening ceremony, which necessitates promoting the sector with knowledge and empowering distinguished Bahraini talents in all areas of the film industry to enhance local production that reflects the kingdom's culture, identity and historical heritage. This came in a speech by the Minister of Information during the opening of the third edition of the Bahrain Film Festival 2023, which is being held this year under the slogan Celebrating the Art of Filmmaking, and in the presence of a number of senior officials, media professionals, artists and an elite group of movie stars in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries and the Arab world. The Minister said that the launch of the Bahrain Film Festival 2023, 100 years after the introduction of cinema into the Kingdom of Bahrain, represents a clear indication of the Kingdom's leadership in this field, and the experiences inherited over the past decades will be the basis from which today's generation of creators and artists begins. And when we add that the festival aims in its third edition to place the Kingdom of Bahrain on the film map of festivals in the region and to perceive the role of cinema in spreading the values and heritage and conveying the message of the Kingdom of Bahrain and its culture to all countries of the world. The Minister of Information stated that the Kingdom of Bahrain has the factors for success in the film industry sector, as it has been an incubator for cinematic production for major international production companies since the 1970s. Then the chairman of the board of directors of the Bahrain Film Club and president of the festival, Usama Al-Saif, delivered a speech in which he expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to the Minister of Information for his sponsorship and support of the Bahrain Film Festival. The Minister of Information honoured a number of Bahraini and Arab artists and filmmakers to celebrate their distinguished contributions throughout their rich artistic and cinematic careers.
So this is my first visit to Bahrain. I love it. It's beautiful. I feel so humbled and honored to be here. On behalf of the U.S. Embassy, for them to put this program together just means a whole lot for me as a filmmaker, and for my film too. Which my film was all about diversity and inclusion, and what one woman, an actress back in the United States, did to change the space program forever. So my story is about how she took her fame and celebrity as an actress on the show Star Trek, and she's the reason why, after a 4-month campaign, we have diversity on the space station, on all the new space missions around the world. And I think it says a lot for the human spirit to have a vision about what the world could be like. We don't have to be separate. We're all from different places, we're all from different countries, we all have different skin colors, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and there's such a power in the infinite diversity and infinite combinations you can get from being so diverse that really sky's the limit.
Bahrain Film Festival this year, it's a bit different from last year. We tried to introduce more of workshops, more of stars, more of local stars, more of international experiences, more of, let's say, things that can really influence the Bahraini young directors and filmmakers to produce something with that international level or even the regional level. Every year there's a lot of things that we're adding that is adding to our experience, and at the same time it's adding to the value of the festival itself. It creates kind of vibrant I would say it's an atmosphere that we were missing as filmmakers. What I was missing as a filmmaker, I'm trying to bring it to the youth. It gives me more pressure even to bring things to the level that everybody wants.
Bahrain national team wrestler Ahmed Taj al-Din clinched a gold medal in the wrestling championship at the Asian Games Hangzhou Olympics after achieving a remarkable victory over his Iranian opponent Jilosh Mohammed in the 97 kilogram weight category with a score of 6-1. Ahmed Taj al-Din succeeded in achieving a historic achievement for Bahrain wrestling by deservedly defeating his Iranian counterpart in the final match between them. Taj al-Din had qualified for the championship final after securing a victory over his Korean opponent, COG, in the semi-finals. The Kingdom of Bahrain's men and women's athletics teams returned home yesterday after participating in the 19th Asian Games, which were held in the Chinese city of Hangzhou. CEO of the General Sports Authority, Dr. Abdurrahman Askar, conveyed greetings and congratulations from Supreme Council of Youth and Sports First Deputy Chairman, GSA Chairman and BOC President, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to the delegation of the national athletics team, praising their distinguished achievements during the 19th Asian Games, which enabled them to maintain the second Asian position and first place in the Arab region. Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority (BTEA) Chief Executive Officer Dr. Nasser Khadi expressed his pride in the new Gulf achievement for the tourism sector in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which currently a series of tourism successes in the local, regional and international levels. This came on the occasion of choosing Manama as the capital of Gulf tourism for the year 2024 during the 7th meeting of the ministers responsible for tourism in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. Dr. Khadi stressed that the Kingdom has placed the tourism sector at the top of its development priorities due to its role in advancing the process of sustainable development. This is also while doubling the volume of investment in tourism infrastructure, developing tourism services and establishing more quality tourism facilities to attract more tourists from all over the world. He stressed the contribution of cooperation with partners in the government and private sectors to achieve the strategic goals of tourism for the period 2022 to 2026. Dr. Khadi also pointed out the launch of a number of specific tourism projects, including special tourism packages for citizens and residents of GCC to attract more visitors through all ports of entry. The 4th edition of Bahrain Comic Con exhibition has kicked off at the Bahrain International Circuit. This year's edition presents a distinctive lineup of celebrities, animated exhibitions, innovative character showcases, esports tournaments, board game rooms and much more. The exhibition also features a distinguished list of Hollywood stars, Netflix series celebrities and prominent voice artists from global video game studios. It is expected that Comic-Con Bahrain will attract more than 33,000 visitors from Bahrain and the region and around the world, further solidifying Bahrain's position on the global map of diverse global culture and entertainment events. The Regular Organisation, a pioneer international organisation in ID and passport authentication and verification, attested that Bahrain e-passport is one of the most beautiful passports in the world. According to Regular, Bahrain's passport tops a list of 12 passports worldwide, representing a visual journey through time and space, while having recognisable Middle East vibes. With a galloping horse and a falcon, it has an unparalleled style. It also explores the modern vision of the Kingdom 2030. The report indicates that one of the most prominent features of the Bahraini passport is the distinctive touches on its pages through ultraviolet rays. This shows important astronomical landmarks that can be seen in the Bahraini sky, including the major constellations and stars. The e-passport of Bahrain also contains modern security features and high technologies, some of which are used for the first time in passports. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in cooperation with the National Institution for Human Rights, the NHRA, and the Permanent Mission for the Kingdom of Bahrain to the United Nations Office in Geneva, organised a panel discussion on the 54th regular session of the UN Human Rights Council held in Geneva. The session, which focused on the establishment of the post of Child Rights Commissioner at the NIHR, was attended by a number of heads and representatives of permanent missions to the UN Office, Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, representatives of the relevant UN agencies, and the Secretariat of the Committee of the Rights of the Child, in addition to a group of human rights jurists participating in HRC 54. The panel discussion focused on the role and competencies of the Child Rights Commissioner at the NIHR and highlighted the progress made by the Kingdom towards actual implementation of the recommendations of the Universal Periodic Review by creating this effective type of national mechanism. Al-Darazi reviewed the Kingdom's keen interest in issues related to children through the issuance of the Restorative Justice Law for Children and the Protective and Maltreatment, in addition to accession to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and its 2 optional protocols. The Ministry of Works announced that the completion rate of the main sewage water system to be held in HID industrial sector has reached 90%. The project, which aims to serve both existing and future industrial facilities in the area, will contribute to reducing the operating and maintenance costs of the old piping stations. It will also increase the capacity of the sewerage network by a high percentage that surpasses the current state of the network. The project is part of the Ministry's plans to implement the government's programme for the development of the sewerage system and the provision of infrastructure in various regions of the Kingdom in line with the urban development. The project aligns with the Ministry of Work's adoption of a decentralised strategy in operating the sewerage system by establishing water treatment plants and transmission lines, ensuring optimal operation of the sewerage system. The Organising Committee of Bahrain International E-Government Forum 2023 announced that the forum, scheduled to be held from October the 8th to the 11th, will focus on the topic of AI, reshaping industries. Artificial intelligence is considered as the most modern technology, contributing to the process of technical development around the world. The forum will also witness increasing momentum in terms of agenda and session topics through the invitation of an elite group of the most prominent local and international speakers in the field of AI and ICT. A number of government officials, the private sector, and enthusiasts in the technology sector from various government and private agencies, as well as civil society institutions and academic sector, will also be attending the forum. The voting process began this morning on the main day of the 2023 Federal National Council elections in the UAE through remote voting from inside and outside the country and electronic voting in 24 electoral centres distributed throughout all the Emirates and the country. 298 candidates are competing for 20 seats in the Federal National Council elections. Voting will continue until 8 o'clock in the evening, in addition to remote voting, whether inside or outside the country, which will end at 8 o'clock in the evening in the same day, UAE time. The official announcement of the preliminary results of the elections will take place at the main election centre in Abu Dhabi Energy Centre after full voting process is completed this evening. The state of Kuwait called upon the international community to bolster efforts for reaching more legislations to protect children from violence and poverty. The Kuwaiti stance came in a statement addressed by diplomatic attaché Shahid Al-Manafi at the session of the UN Third Committee, tasked with social, humanitarian and cultural affairs. Elaborating, the diplomatic attaché Al-Manafi warned against ramifications of mushroom crisis in the world stage, affecting the livelihood of millions of people who are coerced to bear multiple social and humanitarian hardships, particularly suffered by millions of children. She affirmed the state of Kuwait's keenness on supporting people who suffer from strife and urged the concerned UN agencies to alleviate suffering among the children. The Sultanate of Oman showed the need to work to bridge gaps in the legal and practical frameworks to combat all forms of religious hatred, which negatively affect societies and individuals. Oman stressed in a statement at the 54th session of the Human Rights Council that it rejected all forms of religious hatred and highlighted commitment to human rights and the promotion of coexistence. The Sultanate expressed its deep concern about the increasing hate movements towards Muslims, represented by violation of the sanctity of the Holy Quran in some countries. Oman said this is a clear targeting of the foundations of the Islamic religion and the rights of the Muslims around the world. The Sultanate stressed that hiding behind freedom of expression by using it as justification for hate crimes against Muslims and all other divine religions is totally unacceptable. Moroccan authorities will begin providing money to families whose homes were destroyed in an earthquake last month that took nearly 3,000 lives and will require an estimated $11.7 billion in reconstruction funds over the next 5 years. A commission tasked by His Majesty King Mohammed VI to convey recovery efforts met earlier this week. The government said an initial monetary payment of 2,500 Moroccan dirhams, about $242 will be dispersed starting October the 6th. The payments are among several forms of relief that Morocco plans to promote residents displaced by earthquake. It will provide temporary housing assistance up to 140,000 dinars, $13,000 to rebuild destroyed homes. It also plans to rebuild about 1,000 schools and 42 health centres.